This is the brand new Motorola Razr, and this, the new Razr Plus. They are joined by Moto AI, Google Gemini, and the Moto Tag, a nifty new Bluetooth tracker for Android. Let's break it all down. So Motorola announced its new 2024 Razr family, and like last year, we get two. The $700 Motorola Razr and the $1,000 Razr Plus. Now there are actually a number of improvements they both share, but let's start with the design. And I think the biggest part of Motorola's announcements is that these phones are meant to be fun. In a world of phones with drab titanium colors, blacks and grays, each Razr comes in a rainbow of color options that are as fun to look at as they are to hold. And the big news on this front is that the new Razr Plus now comes in pink, a direct callback to the original Razr V3 flip phone that was available in pink. You know, the one that Paris Hilton had? In fact, the phones themselves forego the glass back slabs we expect on other devices and have similar vegan leather backs that we saw last year, but this time in a variety of faux leather textures and even a faux suede. The stripe on the back of the two-tone midnight navy Razr Plus really catches my eye. Motorola really wants these phones to be as fashionable as they are innovative in terms of design. And speaking of innovation, both the Razr and the Razr Plus have a new hinge that's 30% smaller than last year. Now the benefits of having a small hinge is that there's less moving parts and less places for dust to get in. The new hinge in design is rated IPX8 for water resistance, meaning it could be submerged underwater for 30 minutes, putting it on par with Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. Another benefit of the smaller hinge is that the screen crease is reduced. Oh, it's still there, but it's less visible, and I noticed that the phone is even easier to open and close. The internal screen on both phones is brighter and can get up to 3000 nits, which should be helpful when outdoors. Both the internal and cover screens on both phones now have Motorola's new water touch technology that allows the phone to respond to every tap, touch, and swipe, even when using the phone in the rain, kind of like we saw on the OnePlus 12. And the Razr Plus's internal screen has a refresh rate that tops out of 165 Hz, whereas the regular Razr screen can go up to 120 Hz. And that's still pretty impressive. Perhaps the biggest literal changes are the cover screens on each phone. The Razr Plus now has a large 4-inch cover screen, while the regular Razr inherits the 2023 Razr Plus's 3.6-inch screen. At the briefing I attended, it's hard to tell the difference between the two phones from just the cover screen, but one clue is that the regular Razr has a tiny strip of vegan leather across the top. The cover screen and software and interface has been upgraded too. You can open any Android app on it, and there are new software panels that are easier to navigate, including a new all panels view, which you trigger by pinching and swiping. Also on the cover screen are two cameras. Now the main camera on both phones has a new, larger sensor with 50 megapixels, and the regular Razr still has the same 13 megapixel ultra-wide camera from last year. But the Razr Plus swaps out last year's ultra-wide camera for a new 2x telephoto camera. Motorola told me that the reasoning behind the switch was that they found their users took more zoomed in photos than they did ultra-wide ones. Now personally, I like both telephoto and ultra-wide lenses, and it would be hard for me to choose one over the other, but I'd probably lean towards having a telephoto lens instead of an ultra-wide one. But how about you? If you had to pick between having a phone with a second camera on the back, would you want it to be a telephoto or ultra-wide? Let me know in the comments. Now rounding out each device, the Razr Plus runs on a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 chip and has a 4000 milliamp hour battery that supports 45 watt wired charging and 15 watt wireless charging, including support for 5 watt reverse wireless charging. By contrast, the regular Razr runs on a MediaTek Dimensity 7300X chip and has a 4200 milliamp hour battery and supports 30 watt wired charging and 15 watt wireless charging. And now let's talk AI. The Razr Plus runs Moto AI, which is done both on device and in the cloud and can offer features like Catch Me Up to summarize notifications and communications, Pay Attention, where it will record and transcribe a conversation when requested, and a feature called Style Sync that takes a photo of what you're wearing and generates an original wallpaper for your phone that matches or complements it, which seems fun. Again, that word. The Razr Plus will come with Google Gemini built in and can be accessed entirely by the cover screen if you need it. You also get 3 months free Gemini Advanced with the purchase of the phone. Adding to the fun of these phones are cases with straps that can be swapped out, worn across the body, or just show off more of your personality. Perhaps one of the most surprising things that Motorola is announcing is the Moto Tag, which actually got an audible gasp from the handful of reporters in my briefing. It works on Google's Find My Device network and is compatible with all Android phones with Bluetooth and supports ultra-wideband. The Moto Tag has a built-in button that you can press to locate your phone, and that same button can be used as a remote shutter button to take a photo. Again, another fun feature. Motorola didn't share any details about the pricing, but hinted that it would be comparably priced to other Bluetooth trackers sold today. The new Motorola Razr Plus will be available for pre-order at T-Mobile, AT&T, and on Motorola's website, as well as Amazon and Best Buy on July 10th. The regular Motorola Razr is available to pre-order at T-Mobile also on July 10th, and then will be available unlocked on Amazon, Best Buy, and Motorola on July 24th. No word when the Moto Tag will be available. So now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about what Motorola announced? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.